Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind the Arc Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Happy Saturday. And here we go. The Elite Eight starting up tonight for the NCAA Tournament 2025 for March Madness. Texas Tech, the 3 seed, taking on the 1 seed Florida. Winner of this game going to go to the Final Four. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 33-4 Florida Gators, as they have just such a fire backcourt with their team this year for Florida, led by Walter Clayton Jr., a former transfer out of Iona who used to play for head coach Rick Pitino. Florida right now looking really good. They got some good news going into this matchup as well. Alex Condon, their top big man in the team, he is fully available tonight for this game. He re-aggravated the previous ankle injury on Thursday night against Maryland, but he is good to go. That's a huge sign there for the Gators, because Alex Condon left that game early on in the first half. He's averaging 11 and 8 almost for points and rebounds for him this year. Top 3 scorer of the team, and then also top rebounder on the team for the Gators. Texas Tech coming in with some serious momentum for them. They were down by 16, came all the way back, upset they beat Arkansas, who is the 10 seed in the last matchup. A big come from behind window, as they were down by like 16 points with around 12 minutes left to go in the second half of that game. Forced that overtime, ended up winning the game in overtime. JT Toppin, former New Mexico Lobo, he is the team's leading player, averaging 18 and 9 for points and rebounds for him this year. I expect a lot of points to come off the board. Both of these teams scored a ball at a high clip. Florida top 10 in the country in points scored per game. Texas Tech, really solid shooting team this season. They pour into points in bunches. For Texas Tech, ranking inside the top 25 in points scored per game, averaging 81 points per game. Florida averaging 85.5. Gators in a 9-game winning streak for the SEC tournament champs. Texas Tech going through the bracket here, picking up wins over UNC Wilmington, Drake, and Arkansas in the come from behind OT win on Thursday. Florida survived by 2 in their second round matchup over the defending champs, 2-time back-to-back champs UConn. Make sure it wasn't a three-peat, and then beat Maryland rather easily, 87-71 in that game on Thursday. Chance McMillan has not played since March 13th, missed the previous 4 games. That's a big spark from the perimeter, getting Chance McMillan back tonight here for Texas Tech, a 42% perimeter shooter. What's good? Welcome in. We got John in the street. Welcome in. Harry, thanks for joining in. Best Chinese appetizer, spring rolls or egg rolls? I don't think I've ever tried spring rolls. I probably have to go with egg rolls there, since I haven't tried that before. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like to win this one here, Florida or Texas Tech. And I plan on covering both of the games tonight after this one. Duke against Alabama. That's going to be a fun one tonight. Alabama put up 113 in the win over BYU Thursday night. Duke won 100-93 over Arizona in the nightcap. Yeah, Florida comes into this game. They got quite the advantage, in my opinion, for Florida. Florida played the early game. They beat Maryland. They got back to the hotel, had an opportunity to scout Texas Tech. Texas Tech went into overtime, played in an additional 5 minutes in the win over Arkansas, and Florida got to see a lot of Texas Tech on film. If they were watching film after they got back after their game to the team hotel, they got ahead of the 8 ball, because that Texas Tech Arkansas game wrapped up at around 12:30 p.m. on the 12:30 a.m. on early Friday morning in the East Coast. So Florida should be well ahead of the game here in terms of like where they are in terms of prep, like much further advanced compared to Texas Tech. Like Florida with that first game, that's just so huge, having that first game, because you're able to watch the opponent on film, and then you're able to like already see the opponent's tendencies and get a feel for what's going on. Whereas Texas Tech, those guys were just must have been so tired after playing 45 minutes in their game on Thursday. And then by that time, it's time to hit the sack. 1 a.m., 2 a.m. by the time you get out of the locker room back to the team hotel, it's time to go to bed by that time. And then you're waking up next morning, 9, 10 a.m. or so after your rest. And wake up the next morning, and then you're starting to prep on Florida, which is a very, very difficult team to prep, which they have multiple guys that come at you. Super deep team for this Gator squad. Multiple guys can score in bunches for Florida. You got 3 really solid backcourt players to defend. With a shorter period of rest there for Texas Tech, this could be tough for them tonight, coming off some extra minutes being played in that OT session. Plus, Florida gets their top player back, their big man, Alex Condon, who didn't play most of that game. He only played for the first couple minutes, and then he was rolled out when the score was like 21-9 against Maryland. What's good, George in the stream? Welcome in. Bradley, welcome back in. Jeffrey, welcome back on board, man. Awesome. Yeah, Red Sox Rangers looking like for the opener right now. So hopefully big season here for the Red Sox coming up. Yeah, I was actually kind of towards your area, your neck of the woods today, Jeffrey. So I went to, it's a basketball shootout that one of my good friends hosts, an AAU tournament over at Portsmouth High School. And they had teams all over the New England area do the AAU tournament. Actually, Brian Scalabrini's team, he brought a couple teams from his academy, White Mamba Academy out of Walpole, Mass. So they were represented at the AAU tournament. They looked really good. The games that I watched today, they won every single one of their games that they played in, and they won by quite a bit of points. Wasn't like a close game for any of those games. They smashed their opponent, each of their teams. And he's supposed to be building new facilities coming soon, too. Texas Tech starting 5, Elijah Hawkins, Christian Anderson, Curlin Walton, former UNC Tar Heel, Darian Williams, JT Toppin the starting 5 for Texas Tech, Walter Clayton Jr., Will Richard, Thomas Haw, Elijah Martin, Alex Condon available for tonight's match here for Condon. That's a big, big sign for the Gators, as he is out there inside the starting 5. White jerseys, blue numbers, blue letters for the orange outline for Florida for this matchup. Texas Tech, red jerseys, white numbers, white letters going right to left on the floor. We are underway, and Texas Tech controls the opening tip. First possession here as we begin the Elite 8. Texas Tech, top of the key. JT Toppin, leading scorer of the team. Spin cycle, floats of a runner off the back of no good. Tipped around offensive rebound right back to Toppin. A 3, jacked up at the wing, swoosh. That is good from the perimeter by Kerwin Walton, the former UNC Tar Heel, to get things started. I will go no there. I've got Michigan State beating Auburn in my bracket. I was not too impressed by Auburn. Bad pass by Florida. Elijah Martin lobbed it over to Ruben Chinyalu, number 9, who gets the start tonight. And Chinyalu, his back turned to the basketball as the pass floated off his backside and went out of bounds. Second possession of the game here for Texas Tech at the corner. Walton fires a 3. He drills another one. Kerwin Walton splashing down back-to-back triples. I've got 3 seeds in my bracket to make it to the Final Four: Duke, Florida, and Houston. I've got Auburn being eliminated by Michigan State in the Elite 8, as Alex Condon just able to fire the 3. It stood still off the back rim, but able to sink it down as it dropped down dead into the net there. 6-3 now. Texas Tech with a possession. Bounce pass over to the elbow off the top, and he backs his way on Chinyalu. Inside the low post here, Toppin down low. Toppin puts up the shot, no good off the mark. Rebound ripped away by the big fella, 6'11" center out of Nigeria, Ruben Chinyalu. And Florida has possession. Clayton dribbles, drives, kick out to the corner, touch pass out to the wing. Condon around the perimeter, dribbles towards his right. Condon sends it out to Clayton. Walter Clayton Jr. fires a 3 off the back rim, no good. Tipped up, and Florida controls the offensive rebound. Elijah Martin on a 3, missed off the back heel. The rebound secured by Walton. Texas Tech by 3 with the basketball. First minute and 50 plus into action here. Darian Williams at the top, going to slow down the possession here for the Red Raiders. Off the pick, set by Toppin. Williams still guarded around the perimeter. Step back 3 over Chinyalu. Missed off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Texas Tech by Anderson in the corner. New 20 in the shot clock. Pocket pass off the Toppin. Toppin, kick out, open 3 for the corner on the rainbow. Texas Tech drills it. Darian Williams, far side corner, delivers in the triple. 3-point shots, that's all we got so far. Texas Tech 3 for 4 from the perimeter. Florida 1 for 3 to start off this Elite 8. Condon backs his way inside a mid-block shovel pass underneath the big fella. Chinyelu scores, upping it off the backboard. Gotta love that double big working out in the favor there for Florida. Pringle, what's good? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. I like Florida in this game. And we will see 2 free throws coming up here by Texas Tech. I went a perfect 7 for 7 in the Sweet 16 round for picks. Besides St. John's, that's the only team that missed out on my bracket. So I get 7 out of the 8 teams in my Elite 8 for my bracket besides St. John's. 2 shots here at the free throw line for JT Top and missed the first one off the rim. What's good, Mystic Mac? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Connor, welcome in the stream. Hit us up who you guys got for this one here. Florida, Texas Tech, both of the free throws misfired by JT Toppin as the Gators control the defensive rebound. This number 9 for Florida, he has got a big-time motor. Ruben Chinyelu. They just build him different out in Africa. He is from Nigeria. Florida is looking for their first Final Four appearance since 2014. Clayton hounded around the perimeter by Elijah Hawkins. Clayton gives it over to Condon. Condon dribbles up top of the free throw circle. 6 in the shot clock. Outside, hands it off to Richard. Lob Condon. Backdoor cutter. Bounce pass underneath. Chinyelu couldn't finish at the rim. And Texas Tech comes up with the basketball. He missed it wide as well. It's going to be ruled a shot clock violation charge to Florida. Funny part about it was after Thursday, I was 19% on my bracket. For some reason, this is the second straight year in a row I've done terrible on the first games of the bracket on Thursday, and then after that, I've been getting almost every single one correct ever since. Friday, I almost went perfect, but the opening night Thursday, I just picked way too many upsets. I went with High Point, Yale, UC San Diego. Those are my 3 teams that I had upsetting, and none of them, unfortunately, able to pull it off. 11-7 now as we got back-to-back buckets. Florida scored down low with Elijah Martin. Elijah Martin went to the Final Four with FAU 2 years ago. JT Toppin guarded here at the right wing. Bad pass around the perimeter. Sails the backcourt. That is a backcourt violation charged to Texas Tech. Yeah, so my bracket, I've still got 7 on my 8 teams remaining, all in the Elite 8. So even though I started off really rough, the remaining points is super high because all my main teams kept on advancing throughout the tournament. So I've got in my Final Four, I've got Duke, Florida, Houston, and Michigan State. And honestly, I'm not too impressed with Auburn yesterday. They turned it over more than 15 times yesterday in that game. Florida able to catch and fire a 3 off the second chance points opportunity, and they deliver. Denzel Aberdeen from the outside. It's a 1-point game. Texas Tech with the ball here. Top of the key with it, Kristen Anderson. Anderson bounce pass over to the low block. Backing his way off a follow-away to jumper by number 5. Darian Williams off the mark, no good. A rebound controlled by Thomas Haw. Florida with possession, down by 1. It was a slow start for the Gators. We get away from the basketball, whistle and a foul charge to Texas Tech here. And this Florida team does a really good job rotating bodies in and out. They look fresh right now. Texas Tech, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to sustain this. This is a long 40-minute game for them after they just played 45 minutes in a physical battle between Arkansas on Thursday in a game that went past midnight. Hats off to the Red Raiders. If they pull out this as a win, man, hats off to them because it's a tough task to do when you play an extra 5 minutes. You had a late game on Thursday going over into Friday night. Right now, they got a 1-point lead, though. Florida on a run, cutting it, but Texas Tech up by 1, 11-10. Got a lot of game left to go as we take the first media break. What's good, Ian? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, bud. He's got Florida as well. And, yeah, hopefully a good matchup here. Gators a 6.5-point favorite on the spread. I I've got more question marks about Duke Alabama tonight. If Alabama comes out shooting like they did in the last game against BYU, I don't think anybody can beat them. And I believe everybody has taken Duke to like at least the Final Four, because the sad part about this season for this Duke team, it's like Final Four or bust. Like at least the Final Four for this Duke team. But yeah, this is a spoiler team right now. Alabama 7.5 point dog going into this game. It actually Duke opened as a 6.5 point favorite, and that is now up to Duke being a 7.5 point favorite currently. So whoever wins this game, this is the left side of the bracket, will face the winner of Auburn and Michigan State. Oh, wow, yeah, I remember that song when I was younger. Used to play that song all the time at the baseball games. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. First time out today. We got 70 plus watching. Really appreciate everybody for joining in, being a part of the stream. Make sure to vote in the poll who you guys like too. Right now, Florida dominating the poll 71-29 for percentage points right now. Also, feel free to join me back in later tonight. I plan on covering Duke, Alabama, the nightcap at 8:50 p.m. Really interesting season for Texas Tech. Like, they've come a long way for this team. Top 10 team going into the tournament. Top 10 throughout like the last month of the season for them. You probably would have never guessed that. They actually lost to a mid-major in the first month of the season. 2 weeks into the year, they lost against St. Joseph's by 1, 78-77 out of the A10. They suffered an early conference loss, a pretty bad conference loss, hosting UCF back on New Year's Eve. So they have come just a really long way for Texas Tech to get where they are. Record right now of 28-8, 15-5. They went in the Big 12. Florida jacks up the jumper and they hit it. Coming back from the timeout, that is a 3 straight away there off the make by Haw. 13-11 for the Gators. Gators on a 7-zip run right now after trailing 11-6 to begin this game. Backing his way inside the low post. Turnaround jumper missed off the rim short by Williams. Rebound control by Florida by Michael Handlogden. Wow, they go deep. They got a lot of bodies that they rotate. Right now, a 7'1" center. Micah Handlogden on the floor first time today. Martin, or that is number 11, Denzel Aberdeen. Dribbles up inside the key. Aberdeen, mid-range shot, no good off the mark. Tipped up to Texas Tech with Darian Williams, who controls the defensive rebounds. Tech with possession. Outside Williams moves it off to the corner. Looking to turn the corner off the dribble. Free through circle with Chance McMillan. He takes it back out to the perimeter. 15 on the shot clock. McMillan moves it out to the top of the key. Devin Cambridge. Handoff. Kevin Overton. Florida commits a personal foul. First personal foul charged to the Gators. Yep, that's the exactly same Final Four that I've got. Yeah, I was not too impressed yesterday with Auburn. So many turnovers yesterday by Auburn. So if there's a 1 seed that goes down in this Elite 8, in my opinion, that's going to be Auburn, the number 1 overall seed, because they clearly haven't been playing like that. Yesterday, Janai Broom saved that team. He had a massive double-double last night to save them. Texas Tech off the inbound. They started off 3 for 4 from the perimeter. They're only 1 for 5 from 2 though. McMillan attacks the paint, puts up the shot. Huge rejection by Florida by Will Richard on the swat. Here goes the Gators. Richard up the floor off the pass by Clayton. Richard at the right wing. 20 in the shot clock here for Florida. Down to 14 minutes left to go in the first. Lob, hand locked and down low, finds Haw. And Thomas Haw gets fouled. This game going in Florida's direction right now. Part of a 7-zip run after they trailed 11-6 at one point. Florida looking for the inbound. They will. It's over to the baseline. Jumper, swoosh. Number 5, Will Richard capitalizes on the J. 4-point lead for the Gators. Gators in a big run right now. 9-zip scoring run. Last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Top of the key three. It is good by Texas Tech to finally end that scoring run. They put themselves within one. Yeah, this Florida team just constantly rotates bodies, comes at you with different types of looks. This is a tough team to prepare against because they got a couple of different 7-footers. And the cool part about it will be next season when they have their 7'9" big man after redshirting for 1 year, available to go for next season. Missed shot by Florida off the three. They come up with an offensive rebound. They missed the first one. They put it back with a second one, though, by Micah Handlogden. 7'1". That's where the height is able to come into advantage in this matchup. Yeah, kind of a tough matchup here for Texas Tech. Tallest player for them, 6'11", with Federico. They're going to need as much Federico as possible in this game because everybody else is 6'9" or smaller for Texas Tech. Texas Tech converts in the runner. Florida just has a bunch of size. They got a 7'1" big man. They start a 6'11" big man. They also got Condon, who's 6'11". They got 3 centers on their team for the Gators. Gators by 1 with possession. A dribble behind his back, spin cycle. Thomas Hall going to the rim, and he gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here for Florida. In the backcourt is just absolute fire for this Florida team. Such a good backcourt that they have. So this roster is really constructed well in terms of like the size, length on their team. They're one of the top rebounding teams in the nation too. They're just like Alabama. They move so quick up the floor. First free throw is good by Thomas Haw. What's good, Snake? Welcome in. Thanks for joining back in. Second free throw, got the bounce. Yeah, this is a really tall task for a much smaller Texas Tech team. Texas Tech, they only got one guy that's 6'11". Everybody else 6'9" or smaller. Missed runner by Toppin. Toppin is the leading player on the team, but that height that Florida has with the size advantage, that is not helping out Toppin right now. Toppin is 6'9". Lob down low. The big fella throw it in the right-handed. Baby hook couldn't finish on it for Ruben Chinyalu. Lucky miss right there for Texas Tech's defense to keep it to a 3-point game. McMillan slides it off to his right. Catch and fire. 3, that is good. Darian Williams bangs a triple in for the perimeter. They're going to have to live behind a 3-point arc in this game for Texas Tech. That's what they've done so far today. They got 5 made threes. 5 for 6 from the perimeter. Texas Tech swats this ball down the far side out of bounds. It will stay Florida ball. Florida 3 for 7 from 3. Texas Tech 5 for 6. As we get down to under 12 minutes left to go in the first half, Texas Tech 15 out of 19 points coming from the perimeter. And just 2 for 8 with 2-point shots right now for the Red Raiders. We head to the timeout. We're 19 even. Man, they just got so many bodies that can go at you for this Florida team. Yeah, I'm trying to jog my memory back to last year's UConn team. I believe so. So I believe that this Florida team's a deeper team. Usually, like, the deepest team in the field wins it all for the most part. That Baylor team from 2021, I think that this Florida team, with the amount of guys that can score buckets, is the deepest team I've seen in college hoops since Baylor back in 2021. They had athletes just flying all over the place. Yeah, that Baylor team statistics from 2021 was just off the maps. They were like the top 3-point shooting team by a landslide. They moved the ball so well together. Played just such a cohesive unit together for that team. Right now, Florida's got themselves 7 different scores. 8 guys have checked into the game. 7 different scores right now for the Gators. 5 points by Thomas Hall off the bench. 3 points by Denzel Aberdeen. 3 points by Alex Kahn, and 2 each by Ruben Chinyalu, Will Richard, Elijah Martin, and Micah Handlogden. And it's a tied game. They have 7 out of 8 players who scored, and the only player that hasn't scored is the main scorer in the team that leads the team. Walter Clayton Jr. is the only guy who's scoreless right now. And this is a really bad sign for Texas Tech here, considering that Walter Clayton Jr. hasn't even scored just yet. JT Toppin, he's got 5 points. 6 points by Darian Williams with 2 threes, and then off the bench, 2 by Chance McMillan. But yeah, bench points here, Florida right now, just destroying Texas Tech, 10-2 in bench points. Yeah, all SEC Final Four. That could be a possibility. What's good, Stringer Bill? Welcome back in. Yeah, I took Florida in this game. So I actually, in my bracket, when they filled out my bracket, I got Florida winning the championship for my bracket. My second chance bracket that I did, I have Duke in that one over Florida, but I got Florida to the championship in both of my current brackets. Yeah, that was a big comeback. That was a 16-point collapse by Arkansas. I'll go yes there, Victor. So I'll go yes that Florida will win by 4 points or more. I just think that the depth in their size is going to be too overwhelming for Texas Tech. The spread is Florida's a 6.5-point favorite, but if you got them at 4, that's a really comfortable number that they should be able to win by, because they got a lot of speed, a lot of depth on their team, and right now the bench points is not even close. 10-2 currently. Florida just got themselves into a shot clock violation though, so that's a turnover. Texas Tech the only way that they're going to stay in this game, they're going to have to drill as many threes as possible. Like right now, that's how they've scored their points. They've scored 15 on the 19 points at the 3-point line so far. Started off 4 for 26 in the West Regional from 3 ever since their 9 for 12 from the perimeter by Texas Tech, including this game right now where they're 5 for 6 down low. Texas Tech scores a 2. That's a very rare 2 tonight for Texas Tech. Darian Williams at the low block puts it in. 2-point lead here for the Red Raiders. Florida with possession around the perimeter. Handoff to Elijah Martin. Martin turned it over. Up the floor. Here goes Texas Tech. Chance McMillan at the low block. Kick out to the corner. Hawkins at the left wing. He'll slow it down. 20 in the shot clock. Hawkins, step back 3 in the air. Swash! He buries it. 5-point lead for Texas Tech. Wow, Texas Tech just elite level shooting right now in this game. Down to 10:25 left to go the first. Texas Tech surging on an 8-zip run last minute and 35 seconds. Gators with possession. Far side of the floor, Denzel Alberti moves on top. Chinyalu, lob down low, hook shot, inside, Condon goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws here by Alex Condon coming up. What's good, Zachary in the street? Welcome in. Yeah, that should be a really good game tonight. Alabama against Duke. I've got Duke in both of my brackets going to the championship. Alabama could bust that tonight if Alabama plays like they did against BYU the other night. 2 shots here by Condon at the free throw line. First one's good. If you're doing a stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Welcome in, Bike Get It. Appreciate everybody for joining in. Ward, what's good here, bud? Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win this one here tonight? Florida at Texas Tech. Right now, the Gators almost have 3/4 of the poll, 74-26%. A large majority going for Florida for this game. Condon buries both of the free throws. 3-point game right now. Texas Tech right to left on the floor with a possession. Darian Williams, a little bit of foul trouble though with 2 personal fouls. Top of the key, JT Toppin. Handoff to Elijah Hawkins. Lob down low. That got batted outside as it got batted all the way down the floor past midcourt by a Florida defender off Condon. Texas Tech, 5 in the shot clock. Gotta go. 3 in the shot clock as they drive, attack, miss the mark, and a bounce pass out of bounds off Florida with 0.6. It will stay Texas Tech ball with 0.6 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah, Florida's defense is so good inside. This Texas Tech team's going to have to beat them with a lethal game from 3-point range. The lob, down low, And we have a foul charge to Florida with zeros on the shot clock. Thomas Haw, according to the referees, he thought he got all ball. Commits the shooting foul. So Texas Tech off an inbound lob, just trying to put one up with 0.6 on the shot clock. And according to the refs, Toppin was fouled. So 2 free throws coming up by JT Toppin if this stands. All 3 officials right now are talking together. I thought that he got all ball on that when Toppin tried to put it up. That looked like it was all ball and should be possession arrow Florida either way. If that was a shot clock violation or a tie-up, either way, it's going to be possession arrow Florida based on what I saw, but the referees ruled it a shooting foul. Now they go to the monitor to look at this call. It's an inbound inside the key. Toppin right at the shot clock buzzer, tried to put it up, and the referees called a shooting foul on number 10, Thomas Haw. Now, that's a tough camera angle from behind. Can't really see much there. I would like to see one on the side, because what it looked like on initial view, it looked like he had all ball. It looked like it was all ball. So we're still waiting for this call right now on the floor. Number 10 for Florida. Thomas Haw picked up the shooting foul. That call will stand. So 2 free throws here at the line for Texas Tech. JT Toppin, and he missed the first one. Free throw misses have been a problem right now. Second free throw. That's off the mark, no good. A rebound secured here by the Gators. They go 0 for 2 that trip at the free throw line. Florida down by 3 with a possession. Perfect 4 for 4 at the line for Florida. Texas Tech 0 for 4. Lob down low, backdoor. Elijah Martin tried to throw it down with a slam. He missed the alley-oop jam, though. Texas Tech with the ball. Quarter 3 for the Red Raiders. Off the mark, no good. Missed by Christian Anderson. Offensive rebound. Chance for a putback. Over the rim, no good. It goes right back over to Condon in Florida. Gators have it here. Approaching 9 minutes left to go in the first. Bounce pass. Deflected out to the perimeter. Haw picks it up. Slides it off to his left to Aberdeen. Aberdeen at the top of the key for Florida. Florida 7 for 15 shooting. Texas Tech 9 for 18. A large bulk of their points scored at the 3-point line. Outside with Thomas Haw. Haw moves it on top. Condon. Lob. A backdoor. Up fake. Clayton couldn't finish at the rim. Went up. Got fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by Florida with Walter Clayton Jr. Yeah, only thing that Florida's not doing right now is that they are missing through contact with them. So there could have been a couple of opportunities for like and ones or like baskets that they should have got at the rim, but unfortunately not able to get those. Clayton missed out on an and one opportunity, but he'll get 2 shots here at the line. First one's good. Yeah, looking back at the Houston-Gonzaga game from last weekend, Houston was scoring multiple and ones. I was really shocked last night that Houston won at the buzzer. I thought that they could have had the opportunity to blow Purdue out yesterday because they're just so much more athletic compared to Purdue. So that was shocking last night. They had a terrible game for Houston. They couldn't hit a 3. And they came into the game number 2 in the country in 3-point shooting percentage this year. But they had a tough time from the perimeter last night. Deflected out of bounds off Florida. It will stay Texas Tech ball. We got 150 plus watching. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. This game is going by fast. 5 personal fouls by Texas Tech, 3 by Florida. Inbound here for the Red Raiders. Swinging it cross out to the wing. Corner 3, that got blocked up in the air. Clayton came up with a block with a rejection, denying number 0 Chance McMillan. Gators with possession. Top of the key, Condon. Condon towards his right around the perimeter. Hand off to Will Richard. Outside to Clayton dumps it off to Haw. Haw dribbles up, low block, floats up the shot, missed off the glass, no good. Toppin controls the defensive rebound. Corner 3 out in the clear for Texas Tech. They missed it. Loose ball, and a loose ball foul charge to Florida. Yeah, stunning that Florida's not making these shots. Leaving these shots a little bit too strong off the glass right now. 24-23, Texas Tech by 1. With 7:56 left to go in the first half as we take the timeout. Texas Tech right now looking good, leading by 1. If you guys are doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's going to be Texas Tech inbound once we get back to action. Florida committed their 4th personal foul off the loose ball by Will Richard. Yeah, Florida just hasn't been efficient enough so far today. 7 for 16 shooting, 44% for the floor. Texas Tech cutting them up from 3. 6 made threes by Texas Tech right now. It's kind of been an odd game. Texas Tech comes out firing, making threes, but they can't hit free throws. What's good, Jay Ramirez? Welcome in. Thanks for joining back in, man. 11th place looks like. Yeah, good job in the bracket this year for you, bud. Branson, welcome in. Taking the Gators for this game. Let us know out in the chat who you guys like to win, Florida or Texas Tech. Hey, there you go. So all the Elite 8 picks still alive for Jay Ramirez. That's great, man. All right, so we're going to get back to action here in just a moment. 7:56 left to go. Inbound coming back to the timeout. Texas Tech takes the 3. They bury the 3 off the inbound on the near side corner. 4-point lead for Texas Tech coming back out of the timeout. Number 0, Chance McMillan. 40% perimeter shooter. Splash down the triple. Condon straightaway 3. Off the back, no good. A rebound secure by Elijah Hawkins. Yet to see a 1 seed go down in this tournament. Texas Tech with a first crack at it tonight. Florida, 0 field goals made in the last 5.5 minutes right now. Toppin at the top, lobs it over to Overton. Across the floor, Chance McMillan at the left wing perimeter. He bounce passes out to the top. Toppin backs his way inside the low post. Toppin lost the handle of the basketball, turns it over. Florida down by 4 with possession. Clayton, got to get something going on right now in this game as he has been silent. At the baseline, sends it back out to the perimeter. Lob down low, Haw over to Condon. Condon backdoor, got blocked from behind. And Texas Tech with the basketball. Kevin Overton, right from behind, able to swat that one right away from Condon. Lob down low. The big fella working his way inside with Federico. He missed the shot. Pinwheels around. Back it goes to the Gators with Alex Condon. Florida in a major scoring drought right now. Condon, handoff on the outside. Martin, pocket pass Condon. Condon inside a low block. Condon, pivot move, and he scores up and off the backboard. 2-point game right now. It's good to see that Florida has their big man back in the rotation. All 8 players who have played for Florida have scored so far tonight. Texas Tech up by 2. Christian Anderson, edge of the midcourt logo, dribbles up to the elbow. Anderson, guarded by Elijah Martin. Anderson, bounce pass right wing to Hawkins. Hawkins around the perimeter. Hawkins towards his left, 5 of the shot clock. Hawkins jacks up the 3, off the back, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Texas Tech. Toppin able to put it in. It got a generous bounce off the rim and in. 29-25. Clayton, yet to make a field goal so far from the floor. Bounce pass over to Thomas Haw. Haw, handoff and around the perimeter to Will Richard. Back outside to Haw. Haw jacks up a 3, and he hits it. The big fella takes a 3 and makes the 3 for the 6'9" front court player Thomas Haw. 1-point game, 5:30 left to go before halftime. Florida 4 for 9 from 3. Texas Tech 7 for 12, shooting the cover off the ball from the perimeter. Toppin, hook shot inside, no good. Offensive rebound, Toppin going up. Toppin got it stuffed out of bounds. It will stay Red Raiders possession. Really interesting game because it doesn't feel like Texas Tech is leading right now, but they are up by 1 currently because of how they shot the ball so well from the perimeter. Texas Tech is shooting the ball worse from the floor than Florida. Florida 9 for 20, 45%. Texas Tech 11 for 26, 42%. But Texas Tech has made 7 threes. Florida has made 4 threes so far this game. And 7-4 at offensive rebounds in favor of Texas Tech, going up against one of the top teams in the country in rebounding with Florida. So we're going to head over to a timeout. 5:18 left to go in the first as we head over to the timeout. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 5:18 left to go in the first. Type in the chat who you guys like to win this game here. Texas Tech or Florida as we head to the timeouts. Darian Williams, 8 points, leading the way for Texas Tech. 7 by JT Toppin. Florida, leading scorers got 7. Leading scorers got 8 off the bench with Thomas Haw, Alex Condon with 7. Yeah, Florida's a 6.5-point favorite. Yeah, they're really competing well for Texas Tech. They've made a bunch of perimeter shots for them. They're rebounding well, too. They've had a lot of trouble scoring inside, though. This Florida team has got a lot of size, so they're a much taller team than Texas Tech with their size advantage. So Texas Tech having a tough time scoring inside, but they've shot the cover off the ball from the perimeter. 7 for 12, 58% from three-point range by Texas Tech right now. And, I mean, they could be leading by more. They're up by 1. They've yet to hit a free throw so far tonight as well. They're 0 for 4 at the free throw line for Texas Tech. They did a really good job, though, taking care of the basketball. Just 2 turnovers this entire half. Florida with 4 turnovers. We get back to action, right to left on the floor. Texas Tech gets the inbound. Inside the key, fall away. There's a 2 right there. Christian Anderson ups the lead to 3 for Texas Tech. Gators with possession, approaching 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Clayton lobs it off to the top. As Haw fires a pass backdoor off to Clayton behind the defense, who scores, upping it off the backboard. Back to a 1-point game right now. Texas Tech with the ball, crossing midcourt, Christian Anderson. Anderson, bounce pass top of the key over to Darian Williams, off the dribble towards his left. Williams moves it back outside, and this ball gets stolen away. Up the floor here, Thomas Haw, right off to the races, punches it through with a right-handed flush. Gators take the lead, 32-31. I was talking about how they did a great job taking care of the basketball until there. That's now their 3rd turnover, a critical one as Florida erupts off the slam dunk. Almost coughed it up once again. Anderson at the top. Pocket pass, top of the key. The 3 taken by Williams. That's an air ball out of bounds. Yeah, that slam dunk, the steal and the slam by Thomas Haw, that just gave the Gators new signs of life and new energy right now. Looking like a rejuvenated squad, playing both sides of the floor really well. Florida with the ball. 16 fast break points they average per game this season, most in the nation. Missed 3 by Clayton from the perimeter, and out of bounds. Tried to save was hand logged in. So it's off a hand logged in, out of bounds. This will be Texas Tech ball. Thomas Haw checks out of the game. And we will have a TV timeout as well here. We're under 4 minutes left to go as we hit the media break. Alright, we go in the media timeout. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Big props out to Texas Tech because they played in the late game. They played an extra 5 minutes against Arkansas, and they have much less time than Florida to prepare this game. Florida played in the first game, had an opportunity to watch the game that Texas Tech played against Arkansas and be able to scout out these players. Texas Tech came all the way down from 16 points to come on back and win that game. And we got ourselves a battle here right now. Thomas Haw, 10 points, leading the way for Florida off the bench. The Gators with 15 bench points. Texas Tech with 5 bench points. I've got Florida against Duke in my bracket for the championship. Yeah, we could possibly get an all SEC Final Four. It could happen at some point, Kim. It hasn't happened just yet. That Florida is going to go on a big run, but I feel like at any point it can certainly happen. The thing about Texas Tech is that these guys, at some point, are probably going to be gassed from playing that overtime game. That's probably going to come at some point in the second half. Usually, a lot of these teams hang in for like the first 25, 30, 35 minutes, but yesterday, Michigan went on a lengthy scoring drought. The last 10 minutes of the game, they couldn't score, and Auburn just completely took over that game. So I'm thinking here, Florida goes in a big run. It's probably going to be in the final 10 minutes of this game. So here we go, back to action, 32-31. Texas Tech down by 1 right now with possession, going right to left on the floor. Number 3 with the ball, Elijah Hawkins. Hawkins at the wing, dribbles up to the elbow. Hawkins, left baseline dribble, floats to the shot, no good off the mark. Saved at the baseline, but they stepped out of bounds with its off. Texas Tech off Federico. What's good, Jeffrey? Welcome in. Taking the Gators for this one. Hit us up in the chat. Who you guys like to win here, Florida or Texas Tech? Gators with possession, up by 1. Thomas Haw drives up inside the key, leads the way with 10 points, sends it out on top over to Elijah Martin. Martin had the ball poke loose. Haw got it back. Haw over to his right to Aberdeen. On the top, he finds Hand-Logden. Hand-Logden towards his left, bobbled. Clayton has it. Clayton at the baseline, shovel pass over to Haw. Jumper deep two, missed off the mark, no good. Deflected out of bounds off of Hand-Logden. It'll go back to the Red Raiders. 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Felix, what's good? Welcome back in, brother. That 3 is well off the mark by Texas Tech. Not even close right there to an air ball that was shot by Curran Walton. Walton came out firing in this game. Here goes Clayton. Downhill to the rim. Soars up. And he gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up here by Florida with Walter Clayton Jr. Check that. They're going to say it's going to lead to an inbound. So not on the shot he was fouled. This is an inbound here for Florida. So it happened. The foul occurred before the shot. Florida gets the inbound. Clayton bobbles it. Clayton loses it. Turnover. Darian Williams picked up the steal. Texas Tech with possession, up by 1 right now. Red Raiders jumper inside the key. That is way off the mark. Too strong. A rebound controlled by Thomas Haw. Slicing defenders, Clayton. Clayton attacks an opening. He fights and he scores up and off the glass. Wow, where was the defense right there for Texas Tech? 34-31 now for Florida. Clayton just straight line dribble drive penetration and nobody was protecting the rim. The runner by Texas Tech is good by Federico. 2-point game Carly, or 1-point game here Carly. JT Toppin. Started to get going recently for him. And now we will have a shooting foul. Florida will get shots here coming up at the line. Yeah, they're showing that last replay here where Clayton just completely sliced off the double team and went straight line to the rim. Thomas Haw, 2 free throws coming up here for Florida. First one's good. That's also number 7 now committed by Texas Tech for fouls. So they're in a bonus rest stretch of this half here. Florida with 4 personal fouls currently. Second free throw is good. Texas Tech with possession, down by 3. They've yet to make a free throw this entire night. 0 for 4 at the charity stripe. Florida perfect, 8 for 8. The Gators pick up the reach-in foul. That's on Walter Clayton. Foul trouble looks like this today. 2 personal fouls each by Darian Williams and Christian Anderson for Texas Tech. Will Richard has 2. Aberdeen has 2. Clayton just picked up his first. Inbound for Texas Tech. JT Toppin at the left wing. Sends it on top. Christian Anderson at the left baseline. He is hounded here off the defender Denzel Aberdeen. Aberdeen picks up the reach-in foul. So that's now number 6 charged to Florida. Inbound goes to Texas Tech. Darren Williams attacks the paint, floats up a tough shot, gutted to go up and it off the glass. 1-point game right now. Darian Williams with 10 currently. Here goes Clayton all the way to the rack, and he soars up with a right-hand finger roll. Dribble drive penetration working out in the favor of Florida. They see a gap in the defense, and they are shooting that gap and scoring at the rim recently. Step back three in the air, looking for the tie. Missed off the mark, no good by Hawkins. Rebound controlled by Aberdeen. Gators with possession. Aberdeen at the right wing. Dribbles up to the elbow. Rises for the jumper. Deep two. Off the rim, no good. A rebound pulled down by Elijah Hawkins here for Texas Tech. Final minute left to go before halftime. Texas Tech with the ball. Darian Williams moves on top over to Hawkins. Passes out to the top of the key. Pick and pop off the three. Misfired by Texas Tech. The rebound controlled by Florida and a push out of bounds, resulting in personal foul number 8. Charge to Texas Tech tonight in the first half. Big board there. So Florida will get a 1-and-1 bonus coming up here at the free throw line. Elijah Martin pushed out of bounds. Yeah, this game's gone by fast so far. Henry, thanks for joining in. One-on-one bonus. First one is good. Florida's perfect. 9 for 9 at the free throw line. Texas Tech yet to make a free throw this entire first half. 0 for 4. Right now, those 4 points are a big difference. Second free throw. Bounced in. It is good. Yeah, everybody comes out here to support the stream. So of course, people are going to be streaming these games illegally, but I'm a play-by-play channel. I have over 27,000 subs, and I've got subscribers here for over 6+ years that tune into my calls every single game because I go out, put it in my all, research these players, research the teams. It's not like I just throw something together all of a sudden and try to do what other people try to do and just show the game illegally, which takes like 5 seconds to do so with a webcam and a TV. No, I'm out here. I'm putting in the work. I work as a professional play-by-play broadcaster. I work in radio. I've been working right now 90-hour work weeks because I handle like 5 or 6 different types of jobs. I work for 4 different collegiate programs doing college broadcasts, 2 of those schools at the D1 level. So it's a lot of stuff that goes in, a lot of prep that needs to be made for these streams to start. And this is only just one of the things that I do on the side or so. There's all my graphic design stuff that goes into this with all my slides, the graphic design for the thumbnails, all the color codes that I have to research. I put every single stream up on my Twitter page before it gets released, so I have to do social media management and schedule it out. It's a lot of stuff that I have to do to make sure that these streams go on board, plus the setup for every single stream that I do. Final 30 seconds left to go in the first here. Texas Tech attacks inside the paint. They soar up, and they'll draw contact and shoot 2 coming up at the line. So free throws here coming up for the Red Raiders with Chance McMillan, who got followed by number 9, Ruben Chinyalu of Florida. First free throw. That's the first one they made today. So McMillan able to make the first one. Second free throw is good. Thomas Hall checks right back in. Florida will take this clock down right now. 15 seconds remaining before halftime. Walter Clayton At the top of the key, defended by Hawkins. Calls for the screen to be set by Haw. He dribbles towards his left. Clayton jacks up a three with 6 in the shot clock. Misfire, no good. Tipped around, offensive rebound. Huge rejection by Texas Tech. His bodies hit the deck hard. Toppin, 3-4 court 3, and that almost went down. No good on the 3-4 court shot. For the full court shot by JT Toppin. He bricked it off the back rim at the buzzer, but that was very close. A major swat there by Federico with 3 seconds left off the glass. And we go into halftime with Florida up by 3, 40-37. Wow, Will Richard got absolutely destroyed at the rim by Federico. And the referees, they let it play on with a no call. They're letting most of this game play out today. I feel like we should have more fouls than we have currently. The numbers aren't like through the roof. This is not like Oklahoma, UConn from last week where we were getting stoppages every like 15, 20 seconds. The refs let these two teams play out through it today. Thomas Haw, 12 points. Leading the way for Florida. Darian Williams, 10 points. He is the team leader for Texas Tech. Wow, what a first half. That was a really good first half there. Texas Tech, I mean, you got to tip your cap off to what the Red Raiders have done because they are right in this game. They played some extra basketball last couple of days, down by 16, taken into overtime against Arkansas. What's good, Kathy? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. I still like Florida in this game today. The concerning side for Texas Tech is that they're struggling with free throws for them. These points that they keep on missing at the free throw line, that could come back to bite them at the very end. Florida's perfect right now, 10 for 10 on free throws. It's just, they're just such a deep team. Walter Clayton Jr., he has got himself 8 points. JT Toppin with 9 for Texas Tech. Yeah, Florida leads the rebounds right now, 22-17 on the glass. It wasn't like that to start off the game. They were actually down on the glass early on, -3 at one point. I think it was like 13-10, but now they lead the rebounds 22-17. Yeah, no problem, Jeffrey. I'll have to check and see. I don't know if I'll be live that day or not. Yeah, I'm not sure just yet. Hey, thanks so much, Peter. Really appreciate it, man. That's awesome. You get a road game that day. That's good for you, man. Yeah, I was in your area today, Jeffrey. So I was at Portsmouth High School. I saw Brian Scalabrini's AAU basketball team, White Mamba Academy, play a couple of games today. Looked really good. A lot of good ballers that's going to be playing in college hoops and eventually the NBA coming up soon for some of the teams that were in that AAU tournament today. Winner of this game is going to face the winner on the left side of the bracket. That would be Michigan State or Auburn in the Final Four next Saturday. And I hope to be live later tonight as well, covering Alabama against Duke. That should be just a fascinating matchup tonight. Next weekend's the Final Four. I'm not sure just yet if I'll be live for the Final Four. I've been working every single weekend in the sports information office at one of the colleges that I work at. So in order to do these streams today, I had to write my article on the men's lacrosse team. Luckily, I got it done at 4:30 p.m., so I was able to do these streams today. But next Saturday, I got 2 softball games at 12 and 2. The games get done probably around 4. Then I have to go back to the sports information office, write the post-game press release articles. That takes around like 4 or 5 hours to do, so I'm not sure just yet if I'll be able to cover the Final Four games for next week or so. I know for sure I should be able to cover the national championship game because there's no collegiate sports going on during that day. Everybody has collegiate sports off all across all division levels, D1, D2, D3, because it's the national championship day for NCAA Division 1 that occurs that day. But yeah, it's been a lot of hours. I work 40 hours in radio production Monday to Friday. I do work for sports broadcasting, 4 different colleges on the side that I do. 2 of those schools are D1 schools. One of the schools that I work with is a D3 that I'm in charge of writing all the post-game press release articles after games are done. If it didn't rain today, I wouldn't be streaming this game right now because it's raining, so I had games that got postponed from today to yesterday. They get pushed up in the schedule, so that's why I didn't stream any games at 7 o'clock on the time slot yesterday because I was out covering the 2 softball games for college. The other game is Duke against Alabama tonight. That should be a really fascinating game. Alabama shot the cover off the ball from 3. They made 25 threes, the most ever 3-point makes ever in an NCAA tournament game in NCAA tournament history. Mark Sears scored 34 points. He was tied for second most made threes in a single game with 10 threes. Yeah, that's going to be an awesome game. Duke dropped 100 on Arizona, and Alabama dropped 113 on BYU. Yeah, feel free if you want to hit delete, Jeffrey. Feel free, man. It's kind of well past the scroll right now since that guy left or so, but yeah, feel free if you still have it up there. Feel free to hit delete. Hey, thanks so much for joining in. David on the channel, welcome back on board. Yeah, appreciate it. Tywas, thanks for joining in. Now, it's from a couple of years ago. I think that was a really good game. It went into like overtime or something back then. Best of luck to Josh tonight. He's got Texas Tech in this one. Wow, got it at plus 11.5 and then the over in this game at 151. Alabama plus 11.5 over at 170. So he's got the 2 teases there tonight. Best of luck there for you, man. I'm going to see what that number is for tomorrow. Michigan State, Auburn. I took Michigan State in my bracket to upset Auburn tomorrow. Auburn's a 4.5-point favorite, so they're the bigger favorite tomorrow. Houston, Tennessee at 2.5 points. Houston is the favorite there. And actually, the over-under is only at 123.5. 2 of the best defenses going at it tomorrow. First to 50 going to win that game. Yeah, I did not like what I saw out of Auburn yesterday. That was a rough game. Like, for a large chunk of that game, nobody wanted to win that game. 15 turnovers by each team last night. Auburn, 15 turnovers. Michigan, 15 turnovers. Yeah, that's not going to cut it against the Michigan State team that plays really well, just locked in defensively for them. If Michigan State can hit their threes tomorrow, then watch out. They haven't been a good three-point shooting team this year. That's the thing. But if they find the right guys, there's a couple of guys that can drill threes, then they have capability of taking down Auburn tomorrow. I think that Ole Miss team that they played is a much, much better team than what their seed was. Ole Miss had 6 guys scoring double figures going into that game. So hats off to Michigan State. They were down early, came back and won. They can make free throws. They went 19 for 22 last night at the free throw line. You know, when you play Auburn, there's going to be a bunch of like fouls and stuff that goes on with Auburn in those games. Michigan State won the game despite shooting just 6 for 17 from 3. They got out-rebounded. They lost the three-point shooting battle, but they don't kick themselves in the foot. They only turned it over 10 times. They allowed Ole Miss to pick up 20 fouls. They only committed 12 fouls, and they were able to win the game. Yeah, basically my goal right now is just to stay happy, stay healthy, and do all the things I like to do. Or so. I'm glad that I'm able to like find time and be able to cover these games, because if I was working like other shifts or so, if I work in radio production for my full-time job, so I have really good hours. So that allows me to do other stuff that I like to do. Whereas if I was working like on like the TV side of stuff, the dark side of TV is that you don't have holidays off. You work graveyard shift hours, like 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. The hours are really bad. Like, there'd be no chances, because I'd be in bed to like watch my favorite teams play at night. Also, because I'm in like the broadcast field, the pay for a lot of like positions or so is not good. They don't tell you that out of college either. But yeah, it's like a lot of minimum wage jobs out there right now. That's why there's not much movement in those fields. Hey, there you go. Next week fishing season starts up for Felix. Yeah, I'm hoping that the weather can get to be much better soon. A lot of people across the country probably have like 80-degree weather, 90-degree weather. I'm out in Mass, by the way. I'm 20 minutes away from Providence. It was 38 degrees today where I was. It was 70 degrees in some parts of Connecticut, 80 degrees in New York City. In Mass, 38 degrees. In New Hampshire today, 25 in some areas. 25 degrees in ice tomorrow in New Hampshire. Like, this is March 29th, March 30th is going to be tomorrow. And yeah, I probably won't see the trees bloom where I am until May 1st. Usually the trees don't bloom and start to like get like leaves on them until like the beginning of May where I am. We got just it's just such a long winter, and it's so dark. We got sunset here like 6:50 p.m. The game that I covered that started at 5 for softball yesterday, it almost got called due to darkness. Yesterday it finished like 10 minutes before the entire field got dark. It's kind of lonely at like this time of year, going all the way through like November to like April. Will Wade next year. See if he can lead NC State back to the tournament. I bet he's probably going to bring a lot of those McNeese guys there who have the tournament experience. So he'll probably bring tournament players along. So try to get back to the tournament for Will Wade. Ryan Odom at Virginia, probably lesser for next season. Virginia hasn't been that great. But you want to be in like a winning record postseason contention team for them. They might be left outside the bracket in the bubble, but you want to get this team back to competing and competing for championships once again in Virginia. Huge step down huge step down for them this year. What's good, Christian? Welcome back in. Yeah, I saw that. So R.J. Lewis, Big East player of the year over at St. John's, put himself in the portal today. Wow, that's nice. So over to PA Mountains, Felix is where he's out of. Yeah, I went to the Poconos back in 2018. I went to the Poconos. Actually got the tour of the Pocono Raceway, so that was pretty cool. But we nice little ride over there. We actually went over the Tappan Zee Bridge, I think, when we went there. And then when we came back, we actually went I-84. That took us through like central Connecticut getting back. But yeah, we stayed a couple different places when we went to Pennsylvania like 6 years ago. We stayed at Quakertown, so kind of heading towards Philadelphia. That's the furthest south we stayed at. And then we went up to Allentown, Bethlehem, that area, stayed over there. And then we stayed in Stroudsburg for a couple of days. And went to Bushkill Falls in that area and saw a lot of different stuff in the Poconos. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that area reminds me very similar to like the Lakes region of New Hampshire over in the Poconos. They still get a lot of snow up in New Hampshire. One of my co-workers, he's got a place up in Coos County at the top of NH in Pittsburgh, and he said that they still got snowmobile trails constantly going on up there, that they still got like a foot of snow in some places at the very top of the state. Yeah, usually the snow doesn't melt up towards like Lake Placid till May, because I've been there a couple of times. Lake Placid toward the 1932-1980 Olympic arenas up in Lake Placid, and there was still snow there each of the times they went in mid-April. Yeah, I think they trade off every year, so TBS and then CBS with the games. So they don't have the games this year on CBS for tonight. I can check for tomorrow if they got them. I think they do. Yeah, they've got both of the games tomorrow on CBS. Yeah, so for some reason they put the Saturday games on TBS and then they put the Sunday games on TBS. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've never been towards Williamsport. I would like to go there sometime. We also went out towards Hershey a few years back too. I think 2022. Yeah, 2022 I went to Hershey. We went to Hershey and then to York and then to Lidditz and Lancaster. It's looking like it might be Kevin Willard for Villanova. So, for what I heard, somebody posted on Reddit that Kevin Willard skipped the team dinner from Maryland the day before their Sweet 16 game, and he was talking to Villanova's athletic staff about possibly taking the job at Villanova. Wow. I did not see that today. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention much to baseball. What's good? Pleasant Hill on the street, welcome in. Richard, welcome in. We got a lot of people in right now, 220 plus. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I work with Chris Herron's brother every single day. So every single day at my the radio station that I work with Chris Herron's brother. I went to his basketball event that he hosted today, the Herron Shootout, and Brian Scalabrini's team, the White Mamba Academy, was part of it. So the White Mamba Academy did pretty well. I saw Brian Scalabrini's daughter play today, number 17 for the White Mamba Academy, and she tore it up on the floor. Really, really good game by her. Her team was just awesome. Yeah, they beat the other team by like 20-something points. And then the smallest player on the team for Brian Scalabrini's team, I think the team that they played, it's an AAU age team or something like that. One of the players was like the smallest player on the floor, but she's got the playmaking ability of Caitlin Clark. So this girl, she's faster than everybody else on the floor. Eyes behind the back of her head, just incredible playmaking that she has. It's just, if she can develop a jump shot, she's going to take it to the next level and have a lot of similarities to Caitlin Clark, because this girl was just passing dimes left and right, like catching the defense off guard. There were so many great passes that she was making. Yes, I think the ACC will do better next season. Really hope so. An 18-team conference. They added in Cal, Stanford, and SMU, and they put 4 teams in the bracket, and they probably should have got just 3 in. Yeah, next year is going to be a huge year for both the ACC and Big East, because the college athletics landscape looks like it's changing, and it's not really a good sign for those 2 East Coast conferences there. I would not be shocked like 5-10 years down the road that the Big East gets compared to like the A10 and has like 1 or 2 bids make the tournament. So is the ACC. And then, because a lot of these other conferences are crumbling. I actually do some broadcast work for Stonehill, which is in their 3rd season at D1. And St. Francis just dropped from that conference. So they're going from D1 to D3. There's some rumblings out there, too, that LIU might make the drop to either D3 or they relocate conferences. So the Northeast Conference, that's not looking so good right now. They're going to have to add a couple new teams in, or that conference might have to dissolve or reconnect with a MEAC. They got MEAC teams that are playing as associate members for baseball. Norfolk State, Maryland Eastern Shore, Coppin State are members of the NEC in baseball, so is Delaware State. They might have to just connect those 2 conferences together and have it called the Northeast Conference. So that would mean dropping the MEAC total if that does happen. We start off the second half of action here. And a quick foul charge to Texas Tech in the first 11 seconds. Yeah, so there's people who were talking about it. There's been some chatter about possibly LIU rejoining another conference or possibly dropping down. St. Francis just dropped down to D3, so they're in the PAC now. They're in the President's Athletic Conference, which they're playing against Case Western Reserve, Washington and Jefferson, Penn State Altoona. I was shocked to hear about that. I thought that they would have gone to the conference, the Landmark, and would have played, or Landmark or Centennial, and joined some really heavy hitters like Juniata out there. That college is really good. Their volleyball team's stacked. They've won like back-to-back national titles. We get back to action. 42-37. Tech missed a shot inside the low post. Goes right back over to Florida. Gators with possession here. Clayton at the top. Clayton dribbles up to the elbow. Swings it out to his left to Condon. Condon lob down low. Too tall for his big man Noga. Intercepted by Toppin. Red Raiders with the ball. Toppin has it top of the key. Hand off to Hawkins. Hawkins bounce pass. Toppin inside the post. Toppin working on Chinyaloo. Moves it back outside to Hawkins. Hawkins here. Dribbles up to the elbow. Swings it out top of the key. Toppin launches a 3. And he buries it. It's a 2-point game right now. JT Toppin with a major triple. First minute into action in half number 2. Florida with the ball. Left wing perimeter, Elijah Martin. Martin dribbles towards his right. Martin dribble. Drive right down the lane inside. Missed it. No good off the rim. A rebound controlled by Toppin. Texas Tech has it back here across the floor. Kerwin Walton catch and fire 3 off the back rim. No good. Soaring up for the defensive rebound. Hauled in by Elijah Martin as he gets contacted and fouled off the loose ball charge to Tech. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all. I agree there, Richard. So, it makes no sense, especially for like other sports like baseball, volleyball, softball. They're playing like weekend series, traveling out like Oregon, UCLA, traveling to like Penn State, Rutgers, Maryland to play games. Like, what if it rains that weekend? You took a flight all the way across the country, and then it downpours the entire weekend. You can't play those games. Like, it's just a mess right now, the whole conference realignment stuff that's going on. They get Chicago State playing in the NEC. That was a big reason why St. Francis dropped to go from D1 to D3, because Chicago State joined the conference last year, and everybody's taking like 5-6 hour flights to the middle of the U.S. to play against Chicago State in that conference. Now, it's called Northeast Conference for a reason. And then over in, there's another conference, Conference USA. They got New Mexico State playing against teams like Liberty and Jacksonville State, Kennesaw State, traveling all the way from New Mexico State to the Southeast U.S. to play in Conference USA. That makes no sense over there. 42-40 right now. The big boy backing his way with Chinyalu. Shovel pass off to Condon. Condon picks up the basketball. Kick out to the corner. Richard on a three. Missed off the mark. No good. Chinyalu. Offensive rebound. Lob for Condon. Loose ball. Deflected out of bounds off Texas Tech. This game has started to ramp up here, physicality-wise. Yeah, it cost a ton of money, and a lot of these smaller mid-major schools aren't charging for ticket prices for other sports. The only charge that they're charging for is just football and basketball. They're charging like $5-10 per person to go into the games for football and basketball, but all the other sports, baseball, softball, volleyball, those come at no cost, and they're flying all the way across the country for these players who aren't on any NIL deals or anything for these smaller schools, so it's tough to keep up right now. Handoff around the perimeter. Martin, lob down low. Condon low block, no good. Missed off the mark. Offensive rebound by Florida, but they lost it on the bounce in the baseline. Butterfingers there by Real Richard. It will head back over to Texas Tech. Yeah, he was a Durfee High School legend. So Chris Herron, playing high school hoops at Durfee and Fall River back in the late 80s. And yeah, I'm good friends with his brother Mike. So I actually work with his brother Mike. I went to his event today that he hosted an AAU shootout camp with multiple AAU teams playing in the tournament today. Texas Tech just scored inside the low post. I took Florida in my bracket to win this game. Catch and fire three. Martin at the corner. Missed off the mark. No good. Tech rips away the defensive rebound with Toppin. This is a really good game right now. Outlet pass up ahead of the floor. And a whistle, a foul charge to Elijah Martin, reaching in on Kevin Overton. Wow, this is a really, really good game here currently. Texas Tech, they've scored a 24 out of their 42 points they have made at the three-point line. 8 for 19 from three. These threes have saved them this entire game. Refs are looking at this foul right now, charged to Elijah Martin. If there was anything that was... Oh. You see, I don't see much right there. That looks like it's incidental from behind. Trying to swat it out of his hand. There was some contact, but the player falls down. Kevin Overton falls down as he loses balance there. Overton off the outlet pass, and then Martin. It's a hard follow from behind, but I don't think it should be anything that warrants a flagrant or anything. They're looking at this right now at the monitor for the referees. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. You get a bunch of people pouring in, 300 plus watching right now. Really appreciate you guys for joining in for this one. Dale, welcome in. He's got Florida as well. Okay, so nothing in terms of a flagrant there. Inbound goes to Texas Tech. Inside the low post as Tech puts up the shot. Missed off the mark. No good by Toppin. Rebound controlled by Thomas Haw. Florida with possession. Elijah Martin at the wing. Sends it on top off to Haw. Haw towards his right around the perimeter. Moves it off to the middle to Condon. Condon, handoff. Will Richard, lob. Condon, low block. Got it stripped. Lost it. Turnover. Texas Tech with a steal with Darian Williams. This Tech team playing tough, playing physical, playing gritty right now. As Tech will slow it down. Elijah Hawkins. Edge of the March Madness logo. Dribbles up to the wing. Skip pass. Right wing. Catch and fire. 3. Swoosh. That is good from downtown by Darian Williams. 3-point advantage for Texas Tech. Florida inside the low post, and we get a whistle and a foul charge to Elijah Hawkins here. This will stop the clock with under 16 minutes left to play. Texas Tech making their threes all game long. 27 out of 45 points have been scored behind the arc for Texas Tech as we are down to 15-58 left to go. They are feeling it right now from the perimeter. Big shot after big shot going in Tech's direction. 8-2 start right now for Texas Tech in the second half. Darian Williams, 15 points, 3 made threes, 12 points by JT Toppin. Florida, 2 guys in double figures, 12 points by Thomas Haw, 10 points by Walter Clayton. Adriano, welcome in. Got Tech for this one. Welcome on the stream. David taking Tech. Welcome back in. Thanks for joining in, bud. Yeah, Texas Tech comes out knocking down shots left and right. 9 for 20 from the perimeter. This is a really good Texas Tech perimeter shooting team this year. Wow, looks like there's still a perfect bracket out there, the Women's Tournament Challenge. 54-0. Somebody has a perfect bracket for the Women's Tournament. This game right now is just so close. Like, it can go in any direction. Florida's been able to make their free throws at the line. This has been a pretty good game handled by the refs. Or so. It could have been choppy. Like, we could have had a lot more fouls than called, but they're doing a good job letting these guys play it out right now for the most part. Florida +7 on the glass, 27-20, but it's Texas Tech that the difference is that they have made 9 threes as a team. Florida just 4 for 13 from 3. Darian Williams, 15 points for him tonight, leading all his scores for Texas Tech. 12 points by Thomas Haw, leading the way for Florida. Yeah, this game's been awesome. Great spot on there by Vegas. Tough, grinded out type of game. Ain't pretty, but it's gritty. Time leading tonight is even between these two teams. 10:54 for Florida, 10:54 time leading tonight for Texas Tech. It's going to come down to who can step up here in the final 16 minutes tonight. Walter Clayton Jr. at the free throw line right now. Going to get 2 free throws. Yeah, he knows that he's going to be better today. He's got 10 points right now, 3 for 6 from the floor. He was silent throughout most of that game against UConn. Had a big final ending, though, last like 5 minutes so to take the game over and win against UConn. First one is good. Second free throw is good. 1 point game, 45-44. Texas Tech going to face the winner, Auburn versus Michigan State, which takes place tomorrow at 5:05 p.m. As Texas Tech has the ball. Lob over the top. Corralled by Overton. Almost got the backdoor alley-oop. Overton and over. Clayton got it, and a foul. One free throw coming up here by Kevin Overton as he scores the and one. That's a strong move. Backing down to Walter Clayton Jr. off the pivots and able to score up and off the glass. Free throw is good. 4-point lead right now for Texas Tech. The 7'9" guy redshirted this year, so he's not available for this season, but starting next year, he should be available, starting next season when they open the season in November. Handle Logden dunks it down. They going to count it or no? I think that's offensive basket interference by Hand Logden. That's a critical miss there. Hand Logden blew the slam dunk, hanging on the rim. Yeah, that's a missed slam dunk by Hand Logden. They take away the 2. So Hand Logden, wide open slam dunk, and the basketball slipped from his hands, went to the back of the rim as he hung on the rim. That is offensive interference. Actually, an interesting case because he was hanging on the rim. The ball went to the back iron, and then he let go of the rim, and then the ball bounced in. But still, that should not count there. Yeah, so that is offensive basket interference. It has been confirmed by the officials. That's the second time that Florida's missed a dunk recently, and they've missed multiple layups too. So combined, that's 8 missed layups and dunks tonight by Florida in this game. As that's a bad shot there. That resulted in an air ball by Texas Tech at the low block. Hand Logden came down with it. Clayton, hand off Haw. Thomas Haw, top of the key, dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. Moves it off to Clayton, low block, follow away. Clayton off the back rim, no good, out of bounds, off of the big man, Hand Logden. It will go back to Texas Tech. Yeah, this is not a good sign for Florida right now. A team that averages 85 points per game is being locked up for just 44, and it's the second time that they've gone on a significant scoring drought in this game here. Texas Tech with possession. Pocket pass, top in, runner. That is well short. Basketball goes back to Florida with Thomas Haw up the floor. Clayton pushes it. Martin at the wing. Martin weaving his way to the elbow. Martin sends it outside to Thomas Haw. Back into the hands of Clayton. Thomas Clayton, double team. Top of the key, driving, and goes over to Martin, catching fire 3. Martin no good off the back rim. And that was Thomas Haw who set it up to Martin there. Off the Walter Clayton pass before that. Quick miss 3 by Texas Tech. Both of these teams just not getting what they want in terms of shot selection recently, as Florida attacks inside the paint with Aberdeen. Aberdeen a little bit shaken up here as Texas Tech deflects it out of bounds. Yeah, both teams want to push the tempo, push the pace, but the looks are just not there. A lot of questionable shots for shot selection recently. My clock's a tad fast right now. We're down to 14:08 left to go in the second. Inbound for Florida, Walter Clayton at the corner. Hand Logden sends him the outside. Haw, dribble drive, attacks down low, and he scores up and off the glass. Good for 2. So there it goes away. A lengthy scoring drought for Florida, putting in back winning a 2-point game, Carly. Tech with possession. Top of the key with Toppin. Dribble handoff off to McMillan. McMillan's 3 came out well short. Tech, backdoor layup and a foul charge to Haw. 2 free throws here for Texas Tech. Yeah, this is something that Florida isn't used to as much, or so these SEC teams want to like blow up and down the floor against one another. We're seeing big boy physicality this year play out with these Big 12 teams, and that's why this Texas Tech team beat Houston by 1. If you beat Houston, you can beat anybody in the country. They're doing it right now through their physicality. First free throw is good by Darian Williams. He has got himself 16. Second free throw is good. 4-point lead right now for Texas Tech. And they get their big man on the floor. This is Federico, the 6'11 big man out of Finland, who checks into the game now for Texas Tech. So he's the tallest player for Texas Tech. As Florida's down by 4 with possession. Clayton at the wing, lobs on top, hand logged, and off to Haw. Haw at the left wing perimeter here. Dribbles towards his right and outside off to Clayton. A rise and fire on a 3 off the rim, no good. And he got knocked down though and fouled. Walter Clayton is going to have free throws here coming up at the line as he got fouled on the 3-point shot. It's on Elijah Hawkins, who picked up the shooting foul. Timeout on the floor as we reach the 13:21 mark here. 13:26 mark left to go in this game as we head over to the timeout. Wow, what a game. Bad follow there by Texas Tech, though. Clayton rising for the 3, knocked down. This should be 3 free throws coming up here after this timeout. If you guys are new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Florida right now stagnant, being outscored 13-6 in the second half. Texas Tech's done everything possible to win this game, just muddying up the game as much as possible right now. Their defense is stifling Florida, 39% right now for Texas Tech's defense, holding Florida to shoot 14 for 36 at 39%. Florida's only 4 for 14 from 3. Texas Tech with their threes, it's been a big-time sight here for the Red Raiders tonight. 9 made threes in this game, giving them the 4-point lead. Yeah, they cracked down on that for the tournament, so people who try to get away like illegally streaming it, like it happens all throughout the course of the season or so. Like I wish I could cover more college basketball games throughout the season or so, but unfortunately it only brings in like a couple viewers, like 5-10 viewers per stream, because people illegally stream it, and they get away with it during regular season games. But once the tournament starts, they crack down on that. And I mean, like, my channel is here for a reason. Other channels are here for a reason. If people were illegally streaming the games all the time, I would not have a YouTube channel. I would not be doing what I enjoy to do. I would not be streaming these games. I would not be making any sort of revenue from this YouTube channel if people were constantly illegally streaming. But that's what happens throughout the course of the season. I mean, I wish I could find I wish it could be different, where they could crack down on those channels throughout the entire season and be able to have the sports channels do their thing and call the games and do what they're passionate most about. But unfortunately, a lot of channels get away with it throughout the course of the season, which unfortunately hurts my channel and hurts my my channel revenue significantly. 50-46 right now. So we come back to action. Walter Clayton at the free throw line. And a 2 was added to Florida's total. I wonder if they went back to the monitor about the basket interference. Yep, that's on the slam dunk. They added 2 for Florida. So they added 2 for Florida. That happened like 5 minutes ago in elapsed game time, very early in the second half. Micah hand-logged soared up for a slam dunk. Missed the slam dunk, went off the back rim. He was hanging on the rim. The ball bounced into the net, but his hands left the rim before the ball bounced into the net. And then all 3 free throws were just made. So a huge swing in the game right now. All of a sudden, Florida finds itself with a 5-zip run in a 5-second span, and Texas Tech able to withstand that run and score a quick 2. 52-51 right now. What a game. Down to 13 minutes left to go here in the second half, as here goes the big fella, Thomas Hall. He got blocked right at the rim. Federico making an impact there for Texas Tech. And Tech here with a 3. Straight away, it's a laser from downtown. Chance McMillan rips in the triple. That's the 10th made 3 tonight by Tech. Florida down by 4. They were just up 51-50. Top of the key. Popping up for a 3. Skipped around the rim and out. No good. Missed by the Gators by Thomas Hall to get the offensive rebound back, though. Clayton at the top. Clayton dribbles, drives right down the lane inside. Missed off the glass. No good. Got knocked down. No foul by the referees. They let him play on. Tech with a possession. Across the floor here for Texas Tech. As the Red Raiders attack the paint with a huge rejection by Florida by Denzel Aberdeen. Here goes the Gators with it up the floor. Aberdeen on top, he finds hand-logged, hand off Clayton. Slices the defenders, lobs it up over the top. It is hand-logged in with a 2 and a flush, throwing it down with the alley-oop jam. It's a 2-point game. Timeout on the floor taken by Todd Golden for Florida. What a game. Walter Clayton Jr. the lob. Able to throw an absolute dime over the top, rolling right beyond the defense from Micah hand-logged in. 7-footer for a reason. Pounds it through with a 2 and a flush. What a battle. We got 12 minutes left to go. Hit us up in the chat who you guys want to win this one. Texas Tech or Florida. Type it in. I'm hoping to be back live for the next stream, too, covering Duke against Alabama later tonight in that one. I think my girlfriend's going to be around later tonight, too, because she wanted to visit later tonight, so she might join in later tonight for that stream with me. First half was Florida led at halftime 40-37. Instigator, welcome in, taking Florida. Suzanne's got Florida. King taking Florida. A lot of Florida poured in right now. A couple Texas Techs here with Thomas and Time Walls as well. Highly entertaining game. We might need some extra time based on how close this game has been. Back and forth, back and forth. Largest lead, Texas Tech by 6, Florida by 5. That's a critical 2 that first it was called no basket, and then during the next time out it was looked at and they upped it to a 2. That's a critical basket that Florida got. So instead of a 55-51 lead for Texas Tech, it's 55-53. Yeah, so what happened, it was around like the 18-minute mark in the game. Micah hand-logged and blew a slam dunk. The ball slipped from his hands, went off the back rim. He was hanging on the rim, but as the ball was up in the air, he left and went down after he hung on the rim, and then the ball bounced in. But when he was hanging on the rim, the ball was still up in the air. So it was first rolled offensive interference, no basket. That was what it was first rolled at around the 18-minute mark left in the second half. And then once we came back after the next timeout around the 14-minute mark, it was reviewed again after they had reviewed it before, taken like 3 minutes to review it before. during the actual game of stoppage, and it was first ruled no basket. Then they took the look at it again during the next timeout, and then they reversed it to basket. And then Walter Clayton was fouled from the three-point line, so he made all 3 free throws as well after they had upped that score from, it was 46 to 48, and then he made all 3 free throws, putting them at 51. And then Texas Tech has now outscored Florida 5-2 on a run as Toppin, runner, no good. Had a really good look, could have set it down. Here goes Florida, deflected on the run out. Martin throws it down with a right-handed flush. Oh, man. Elijah Martin takes the distance as he pokes away the rebound and scores for the Hammer. 11:25 left to go. Texas Tech will try it again. Rebounding in the favor of Florida, +4 to glass, 32-28 Hawkins at the top of the key. Inside the key, they float up the runner around the rim and out, missed by McMillan. Offensive rebound, Toppin puts up the shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Federico scores, up and off the backboard. What a game. Florida with possession here. Denzel Aberdeen at the top of the key. Aberdeen drives downhill to the rim, and he shoves a player out of the way. That's an offensive foul. Elijah Hawkins takes the charge for Tech. He'll go back over to Texas Tech. Todd Golden right now having some words with officials, not happy about the last call on the offensive foul. Man, what a game. Texas Tech with the basketball, left to right on the floor for Tech with possession. The lob sent over to McMillan, turns the corner, floats to the runner, connects on it. 4-point lead right now for the Red Raiders. Denzel Aberdeen backs his way to the wing, slides it on top over to Haw. Haw moves it out to the corner, catch and fire three, skipped around the rim and out, misfired by Will Richard. A rebound controlled by Tech. Florida having a tough game from the perimeter, just 4 for 16 from 3. Texas Tech ripping down threes, 10 for 23 from the outside. Coming off the screen, it's McMillan. McMillan dribbles up to the elbow. McMillan weaves his way inside the paint. Shovel pass. Missed the mark to Federico. The ball bounces out of bounds. It's a turnover. I took Duke in that game. Yeah, so I've got Duke later tonight over Alabama. Alabama looks really dangerous. Down to 10 minutes left to go here. What a battle. Texas Tech putting up a big boy, big-time fight tonight against the number 1 seed in the bracket, Florida. Lob down low to Condon. Condon double-teamed inside the low block. Condon puts up the shot. Condon no good. Missed off the back rim. That's a critical miss. And a rebound ripped away by Darian Williams. Texas Tech playing with force, playing with physicality, playing with an open three that they just misfired upon. And Florida was out of bounds. It was Elijah Martin at the baseline who touched it last. It will stay Tech ball. That would have been a major three if Texas Tech sunk it down. Largest lead is 6 in this game. No team has never led by 7 or greater. Texas Tech chance to do so here with a made 3 up by 4. Tech gets the inbound. Christian Anderson. It's off to Darian Williams. He powers his way inside. Williams with a right-handed baby hook ties the largest lead of the game, 61-55. Florida right now in trouble. They're on the ropes for the 1 seed. No 1 seed is lost in the bracket. Tech looking to see if they can do it right now. Darian Williams, 19 points. Down to 9:15 left to go. Clayton at the top. Clayton dribbles up to the key. Clayton dumps it off down low, and Tech picks up the reach and foul. That's their 6th as a team. Florida with 5. And that's on Elijah Hawkins. That is his 4th. So Hawkins in deep foul trouble with 4 personal fouls, 2 each by Toppin, Darian Williams, and Christian Anderson. Foul trouble right now for Florida, 3 personal fouls by Will Richard and Denzel Aberdeen. Clayton here, wow, they got him on the shot. That looked like it was clearly on the pass, and Walter Clayton will shoot 2 free throws out of this. First free throw is good. Yeah, thanks so much for joining in. TO Pro is in the channel. Welcome on board. Clayton will have another free throw here. That clearly looked like it was on the pass. Hawkins in deep foul trouble with 4. So he's back to the bench. Curran Walton on the court currently as Darian Williams goes up for a tough shot inside the paint, and he banks it up and then off the glass. 6-point lead once again for Tech. He is just eating his way down low. 21 points tonight for Darian Williams. Florida, bad pass around the perimeter, sails out of bounds. It's a turnover. Right now, the Gators are cracking under pressure. 10 turnovers by Florida, just 5 turnovers this entire game by Texas Tech. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a game. We got 500 plus watching right now. Type in the chat who you guys like to win, Texas Tech or Florida. Yep, Gators right now on the endangered species list tonight. They are right now on the ropes. 63-57. Florida in trouble. Largest lead for the game for Texas Tech right now. They're up by 6. Texas Tech leading points off turnovers 18-5. Darian Williams, and the player of the game playing low post bully ball. Oh, he just walked with it. No call by the referees though. Federico off the back rim, no good. The follow through is there for 2 for Tech. 65-57. Darian Williams got away with one as he just walked with a basketball. The referees completely missed it. Florida hook shot, that missed off the rim short. And Darian Williams taking over right now, looking like DJ Burns from last year in the tournament. Just ripped away the rebound. This dude's built like a tank. He is taking over right now for Tech. Here goes Tech, the runner-up over the top. Federico throws it down with a two-handed jam. Federico, tearing down the roof shack for TT. Timeout on the floor by Florida. 67-57 with 7:48 left to play. Playing bully ball tonight for Tech. What a game for Texas Tech. If you remember DJ Burns last year for NC State for the tournament, we got a good candidate right here tonight. Darian Williams, 6'6", 210 pounds, backing down all his weight on the defense. Nobody can contain him. 21 points on 8 for 14 shooting tonight by Williams. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. Hoping to be back live later tonight covering Alabama against Duke. A lot of people talking about an all-SEC Final Four. Florida down by 10 right now on the ropes. Not looking good for the Gators, the number 1 seed. No seed has gotten knocked out of the tournament so far. Play-by-play only. No screen will be shown due to copyright. It is play-by-play only. JT Toppin, double-double for Tech tonight. 14 points, 10 rebounds. 17 by Walter Clayton for Florida. 14 by Thomas Hall. The inability to make a 3 tonight is haunting Florida. 4 for 16 from 3. 17 for 45 at 38% from the field. Texas Tech playing straight up bully ball right now. And Florida just no answers. Texas Tech outscoring Florida 30-17 in the second half. Man, what a game. Florida in some real deep trouble right now. Yep. Arkansas a chance to shoot their shot, and he missed their shot. And this Texas Tech team looks really dangerous. Number 2 projected team behind Duke to win it all. 20% of people picked Florida to win the entire tournament, and now they're down by 10 with 7:48 left. Stunning. Texas Tech comes out of the locker room and just bullies Florida. And Texas Tech played an additional 5 minutes of basketball. You would think that they would have used all their gas in the system coming from 16 down to come on back and beat Texas Tech in the late game on Thursday? No. They're up by 10 here currently. Florida with a possession. Top of the free throw circle, Condon. Dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. Handoff to Clayton. Dish out to the wing to Martin. Martin drives, attack, scores with a left-hand layup. 8-point game right now. Yeah, Federico, the big boy, 4 points and 2 rebounds for him tonight. 2 blocks as well, altering this game, changing the game with his providing size in the floor. Christian Anderson. Around the perimeter, we got... I think a kicked ball violation right here for Florida. Yeah, it's going to be kicked ball violation charge to Florida off the deflection. Nothing's rigged here. You got to play these games and earn it. Right now, Florida showed up for this game, but, I mean, you got to compete at the highest level and earn it. Texas Tech's bullying Florida tonight in this matchup. 5 in the shot clock. Tech with a possession. Shot clock down to 3. Under 7 minutes left to go. They float up the runner. Missed off the glass. No good. Federico. As we have a loose ball foul pushing off. That's on Texas Tech, according to the officials. So that's on Federico, his second personal foul. And that is number 7. That's a critical foul because it sends Florida now to the bonus, shooting 1-1 at the free throw line. 72% as a team this year. 183rd in the country, but today 19 for 20. At the free throw line as they'll shoot in the 1-1 bonus. There's still time here. We still got under 7 minutes left to play. An 8-point game. 1-1. So Florida shooting here at the free throw line. 19 for 20. 19 for 21. They bricked it. And a loose ball foul charge to Florida. Todd Golden cannot believe the call. Missing the free throw, and they get called on the over the back. That's number 6 now for Florida as a team. Yeah, that's not the guy you want shooting free throws either. Hand-Logden was the one who missed it in the bonus. So Micah Hand-Logden missed the free throw. 6 fouls by Florida, 7 by Texas Tech here in the second half. Texas Tech with possession. McMillan slides it inside the key. Top in. Runner right over. Hand-Logden. It's through for 2. 10-point lead again by Tech. Florida, no answer here in the second half. And the Gators almost blew the layup. Very close, but Will Richard able to get it in. A ring around the rim, and it dropped into the net. Back to an 8-point game. Texas Tech with possession. Chance to slow down the clock here. Pocket pass off the top, and powers his way inside. Right down overhand, locked, and he scores. Up and off the backboard. Texas Tech playing straight up Wreckham bully ball right now. And Florida, bad pass to the corner, commits another turnover. Gators unraveling, cracking under pressure. And Texas Tech bullying the Gators like DJ Burns did last year. That is Darion Williams. Tank 2.0 1 year later in the tournament. 11 turnovers by Florida, 6 by Texas Tech tonight. Tech with possession, up by 10. Weaving their way inside the paint. Hawkins, and he got stripped, lost it out of bounds. It was off Hawkins last. I took the Gators in this game, so this is pretty stunning. And I went a perfect 7 for 7 with my Elite 8 Sweet 16 picks to get to Elite 8 in my bracket. I went 7 for 8 with teams in my bracket to the Elite 8. The only team I missed out on was this Texas Tech team. I picked St. John's over Texas Tech. That's the only team I missed out on. Jumper, mid-range, off the mark, no good. Missed by Martin. Ripped away by Toppin as he's got a double-double tonight for the team leader this season, averaging a double-double almost. 18 points, 11 rebounds by JT Toppin. Tech by 10 with possession. Pocket pass off the top and pops up for a 3. Straight away, good luck. Couldn't send it down off the back rim. A rebound control by Florida. Clayton looks to push it. Clayton out to the corner. Clayton jacks up an open 3 off the rim. Bounces in. Wow. Walter Clayton Jr., his 3 got a big time bounce off the Chase Center rim in San Francisco. 5:10 left to go. Texas Tech by 7. Red Raiders with possession. Darion Williams looking to eat once again at the low block. He backs his way on Thomas Haw off the pivot. Williams blocked by Haw. It goes back to Florida. 5 minutes left to play. Clayton going to have to take over. Step back three in the air. Off the back rim, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Condon. Out to the top here. A three. Misfired off the mark. No good. Missed by Martin. Ripped away. Another offensive rebound controlled by Condon. Condon swings it outside. Haw. 15 on the shot clock. Over to Clayton. At the wing. Clayton crossover. Right baseline dribble. Clayton up fake. And his pass broke it up out of bounds off Texas Tech. 4:31 left to go. What a game. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. It's going to be 8 seconds on the shot clock here. Florida will have 8 seconds left on the shot clock. As we will head over to a timeout right now. Texas Tech burns the timeout with 4:31 left to go. A 7-point lead for the Red Raiders. Wow, this has been just a phenomenal game. Darion Williams eating inside the low post tonight. 21 points. 8 for 15 shooting. JT Toppin double-double. 18 points, 11 rebounds. 20 points for Walter Clayton for Florida. 14 points by Thomas Haw with 9 rebounds. This was a 30-second timeout taken by Texas Tech. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We got 600 plus watching. Really appreciate everybody for joining in. 700 plus now watching. You guys, the real legends, MVPs. Type in the chat who you guys like to win, Florida or Texas Tech. I hope to be back covering Alabama Duke later tonight for the nightcap at around 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time. Texas Tech scoring margin this tournament plus 28 in the second half plus overtime. That included the 16 points that they trailed, came from behind to beat Arkansas on Thursday. In the first half, they're just plus 1 throughout this entire tournament in scoring margin. Not looking good right now for Florida. Still quite a bit of time remaining. 4:31 left to go. Tonight is the night of the upset. We very well could see that happening. Texas Tech is many by 10. Florida crushing themselves with turnovers. 11 turnovers. Texas Tech with just 6 turnovers this entire game. Florida gets the inbound. 6 in the shot clock. Top of the key, Martin. Got a launch here. 3 in the shot clock. Gotta go. 1 in the shot clock. Contested jumper straight away. That is not even close. That's an air ball. Florida comes out of the timeout huddle unprepared. That's a wasted 8 seconds off a shot clock violation. It's Texas Tech ball. Texas Tech has played bully ball this entire game, and emotions right now are unraveling for Florida. Todd Golden unhappy, just slammed the scores table right next to where he's standing. Florida right now is cracking under pressure. Texas Tech looking to hang in, calm, cool, and collected right now for the hook 'em. Top of the key here. Tech with possession. Now over to Anderson, outside to the corner. Playing tough all game long right now for Tech, and it's really showing. Hawkins on the outside. Hawkins drives inside the key. Hawkins off the glass, no good. Chance for a putback going up. They got fouled. We'll see free throws here coming up for Texas Tech, it looks like. Yep, that's on Florida. That's number 7. Texas Tech. They're wrecking them right now. 71-64 reached a media break with 3:52 left to go as Texas Tech wreck 'em mentality. And they're clawing at the Gator tonight. What a game plan for Texas Tech here. We'll have bonus free throws now coming up for Tech out of the timeout. That's number 7 by Florida. Yeah, disappointing game tonight for Florida here. Their inability to make a 3 really hurt this team. Texas Tech comes out ripping down threes. 10 for 25 from 3. Florida's 5 for 19, 26%. Ain't gonna cut it. And then you look back at the turnovers. That's an issue as well. 12 turnovers by Florida. That's double the amount of turnovers than Tech with 6. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible how you can go from losing to St. Joseph's in week 2 of the season, playing a tight game in the first 30 minutes against UNC Wilmington, down by 16 against Arkansas to making a Final Four. Just an incredible story. And doing it through a recently new head coach with Grant McCaslin, who came over from North Texas. And Texas Tech, they were unranked to begin the year for them. They lost against St. Joseph's on November 21st by 1. They lost to Texas A&M. Then they lost a conference game. They went 0-1 to start off the Big 12. Lost a home game against one of the worst teams in the conference, UCF. 87-83. So that's how they started off Big 12 play this year. They went 0-1 with a loss to UCF in the conference opener on New Year's Eve. And then once they turned the page to 2025, it was winning, winning, and winning for Texas Tech. They went 1-2 against Arizona. They split the season series, though, against Houston. They beat Houston, and that was at Houston in overtime by 1. If you beat Houston at Houston, you can beat anybody in the country. And Texas Tech is proving that tonight here. 71-64. 20% of brackets approximately picked Florida to win it all. Number 2 likely pick behind Duke at 25%. 21-5 second chance points in favor of Texas Tech. Darion Williams, 21 points tonight. Player of the game. And Texas Tech will head to the bonus here. 1-1 at the free throw line with Christian Anderson, an 80% free throw shooter. First shot here by Christian Anderson. That is good. Wow. Who saw this one coming? It would be even bigger if it was a 10 seed, if Arkansas was here right now. That would be humongous. Second free throw is good. 73-64. Texas Tech. 3:52 left to go. About to stun the world here against the 1 seed Florida. Florida in trouble. Clayton at the wing. Sidestep to his left. Sends it over to the top hall. Back into the hands to Clayton. Clayton drives downhill. Clayton got it with a right hand finger roll. It's a 7-point game. 73-66. Under 3.5 left to go. Texas Tech slows it down. Clayton got 22 tonight. Bounce pass top of the key. Toppin dribbles up to the elbow. Texas Tech's defense is locked down. The top 10 scoring team of the nation. And nobody can stop it. JT Toppin. Up and off the glass of the low block. Texas Tech struggled early on from 2. They are eating their way inside the low post in half number 2. 3 minutes left to go. Clayton, deep range 3. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Haw. Florida still with possession here. Clayton. A lot of Clayton recently. Over to Haw. Pops up for the 3. Takes it. And he makes it from downtown. It's a 6-point game. 75-69. 2:47 left to go. Timeout on the floor taken by Florida as the Gators are on the timeouts. What a game. Big time shot by Thomas Haw from the outside. Puts his team winning 6. Ain't over till it's over. Still got some time remaining left to go. Florida needing to bury more 3s to get themselves back in it. They're only down by 6. You need to get stops as well, which Texas Tech has been feasting inside the low post on you all throughout the second half. Walter Clayton Jr., 22. Thomas Hall's got 17 and 10 for points and rebounds. Just made his 3rd 3 in the night. For Florida, they only got 1 hot hand from the perimeter. 3 for 5 by Thomas Hall from 3. Everybody else has made 1, 3, or 0 tonight for Florida. Texas Tech got some sharp shooters on their team. 3 for 6 from 3 by Darion Williams. 2 for 3 by JT Toppin. 2 for 5 by Kerwood Walton, who made the first 2 threes in the opening minute. 2 for 5 by Chance McMillan. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. You got over 800 plus watching right now. Type in the chat who you guys got to win this game. 63% voting for Florida in the poll compared to 37% for Texas Tech. Let's go, everybody. What a game. I'm hoping to be back live covering Alabama against Duke later tonight. Feel free to join in for that one if you guys would like. 2:47 left to play here. .247 left. Texas Tech gets the inbound in their backcourt. Darion Williams been eating his way throughout this game inside the low post. Florida. They give a quick follow right now. Yeah, they did. What was that by Florida? You just followed at 84% free throw shooter. They're in the bonus. That's number 7. Charged to Florida for personal fouls. Where's the basketball IQ? Where's the basketball IQ? You're in a bonus now. Just put Texas Tech in a bonus. Somebody reached in, and that's bad. 84% free throw shooters feasted on your team the entire game. Darion Williams, and he missed it. Florida with a rebound. Florida chance to put the game within either 4 or 3 right here with a made field goal. Gators with a possession as they just hacked Darion Williams, who missed the free throw. Clayton on top, sends it over to Richard. On the outside, Hall pulls up from deep. Oh, he hits it! Bang, a bang, a bang, a bang! Thomas Haw from the perimeter. It's a 3-point game, 75-72. It ain't over till it's over. Texas Tech with a basketball. We'll see if Florida once again tries to hack a Texas Tech free throw shooter. Loose ball, and Florida reaches in. 8th personal foul charged the Gators this half. Texas Tech back in the bonus, shooting a 1-and-1 at the free throw line. What a game. Florida hacks Texas Tech for the 2nd time in a row. JT Toppin, 70% free throw shooter, 1-and-1, and he missed it off the back rim. No good. Florida with another defensive rebound. 2 minutes left to go. Florida hacking Texas Tech, and Texas Tech cannot make a free throw. Clayton at the top sends it off to Hall for the tie. Over to Clayton, decided not to take it open. Look at a 3. Clayton, crossover, 3 for the tie. Oh, he got it! Bang, 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 bang. WCJ for 3. It's tied up at 75. Walter Clayton Jr., big time shot in the clutch for Florida. 9-zip run by the Gators. Last minute and 20 seconds. They were down by 10. We get a tie ball game. Minute 23 left to go. Texas Tech with possession. Edge of the midcourt logo. And they will take a timeout. 1:23 remaining. What a game. Walter Clayton Jr., ice cold in his veins. Hand in the face. And sticks in a 3. For the number 1 seed to see if they can survive by the thinnest of margins tonight. What a game. Wow. You gotta be kidding me. Florida hacks an 80% free throw shooter who misses. Gets the rebound, jacks up a 3, makes it. Florida hacks a 70% free throw shooter. Bricks the free throw, gets the defensive rebound, takes another 3, contested by Clayton, and buries it. What a game. The difference in this game is the basket interference by Micah Hand-Logden that was first called no basket, then overturned to basket 5 minutes later after the next timeout. That's the difference in the game right now. 75-75. Texas Tech's going to be killing themselves tonight if they lose this game. This is the reason why. 7 for 13 on free throws. Gotta make free throws to win the game. Inability to make free throws tonight is haunting this team. Inbound here for Texas Tech. Darion Williams, spin cycle down low. Got it to go. Up and it off the backboard for the big boy. Minute 15 remaining. Dariana Williams having a humongous game. 5 ties, 6 lead changes. Texas Tech led by 10. Florida inside the paint here with Clayton. Dribbles out to the top. Fires a 3. Oh, he's unreal. Walter Clayton Jr. taking over right now in San Francisco. Final minute left to go. 78-77. Clayton, back-to-back threes. This dude is on another planet right now. Third made 3 of the game. Hitting shots in the clutch. Dariana Williams backs his way to the elbow. One-on-one working on Condon inside the paint. Williams inside. Williams going up. Tie ball. Possession arrow. Texas Tech. Wow. That was very close by Dariana Williams being an up and down call. Very, very close. Texas Tech, 37.6 seconds left to go. As they get the inbound, Toppin inside the key, moves it out to the top here. Williams for the lead, takes the 3, off the back rim, no good. Florida controls the defensive rebound. Texas Tech, you got a foul here. It's a 1-second differential between shot clock and game clock, and they will in the backcourt with 21.9. Gotta give that foul much, much quicker if you're Texas Tech. And this will be bonus free throws coming up here for Florida. 21.9 seconds left to go. There was a 1-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And Texas Tech for the first 9 seconds did not realize that. Once the ball got rebounded by Florida, it was 31 seconds left when they got the rebound. They get the rebound with 31 seconds left on the defensive rebounds, and then almost 9 seconds went off the clock. And then Texas Tech finally committed the foul. That's very, very close to a 10-second violation, too, where Texas Tech gave the foul. Very, very close to a 10-second violation. Florida didn't cross midcourt yet. That foul was given just shy of the midcourt logo. So according to the officials, foul committed by Dariana Williams reaching in right before the 10-second violation. You did not need to do that if you're Texas Tech there, because you most likely would have got a 10-second call charged to Florida. They had yet to cross the midcourt logo. They were in the H on the March Madness logo behind the midcourt timeline. So right now, referees are looking at the monitor. The initial call is reach-in foul charged to Dariana Williams of Texas Tech. That's what the officials are calling right now. This will be free throws if this call is confirmed and not 10-second violation. Determined on when that ball was rebounded, and then Florida yet to cross the timeline. Very, very close to a 10-second call. So we're waiting the call here by the officials. Right now we got 78-77 Florida, with Florida shooting free throws in the 1-on-1 bonus. Unbelievable game. Texas Tech was up by 10 at one point, looking like they were going to win this game. Florida surged all the way back, ice water in his veins. Walter Clayton Jr. is unreal. Unreal. On another planet with some of these shots that he hit in the final 3 minutes left. This dude trades a 2 underneath the rim to dribble back out to the perimeter, jacks up a contested 3 and buries it. Back-to-back contested 3s made by Clayton. This call has been confirmed. Free throw, 1-and-1 bonus by Elijah Martin at the free throw line for Florida. One shot here by Martin. It is good. Rattled in. 2-point lead for the Gators. 79-77. A little bit more time got put back on the clock. 22.2 seconds left. So Texas Tech gave a foul with 8.8 seconds remaining. It was 8.8 seconds out of the 10-second possession in the backcourt for Florida. That's when they gave the foul there. Second free throw, got the bounce. It is good by Elijah Martin. He has been there before to the Final Four 2 years ago with FAU. What a comeback for Florida if they can pull this off. Both teams out of timeouts. 9 personal fouls for Texas Tech, 9 personal fouls for Florida. 7 personal fouls for Texas Tech. Texas Tech 7 for 13 at the free throw line. Florida 21 for 23. That is the difference in this game. 6 missed free throws for Texas Tech. Texas Tech gets the inbound, crosses midcourt. Red Raiders inside, swing it out to the top. Williams takes the 3 for the tie. Missed off the mark, no good. Huge rebound ripped away by Florida. And we got a tie up here on the floor. Possession arrow Gators. Number 9 from Nigeria. Ruben Chinyelu ripped it away with a humongous rebound as he got tied up with it with 9 seconds left. They make those big boys big in Africa, and he came through in a big way right there, forcing the tie-up. Florida, 11.5 seconds left. Put a little bit more time back on the clock. Inbound to Clayton. Clayton gets followed with 10.2. Clayton gonna shoot at the free throw line in the 1-and-1 bonus for the player of the game for Florida. Last 3 minutes in the game. Ice cold in his veins. Bang, bang. Contested 3 after contested 3. Sticks it. An 86% free throw shooter. Calm, cool, collected. Walter Clayton looking to end it here at the line for Florida. 11 for 12 tonight by Clayton. 1 made free throw. They would go up by 2 possessions. What a game. Walter Clayton Jr. at the free throw line here. A little bit of a stoppage before we'll have the free throws. Once again, referees will look at the monitor about the timing on the clock, Carly. 10.2 seconds we got right now. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. 1K watching. Let's get that 1K out. 1K hype out in the chat. Put in 1K hype out in the chat for the 1K watching. Really appreciate everybody for being a part here of the stream. Feel free to join in for Duke, Alabama later tonight. You guys, the legends, MVPs. You guys are awesome here for coming out, supporting, being a part here of the channel. What a comeback by Florida. Walter Clayton Jr., player of the game. 28 points. Just 3 for 8 from 3. But when the game matters the most, the final 3 minutes, he sticks in back-to-back contested threes. They trail by 10. They're up by 4. He makes the first free throw. 81-77. 2-possession lead as Clayton made the first and the front end of the bonus. He'll have a second free throw here. Number 2 coming up in the bonus. Clayton. Free throw. Good. What a comeback. 5-point lead for Florida. 82-77. 10 seconds left to go. Florida closes this game out on a 16-2 run in the final 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Unbelievable. Texas Tech gets the inbound. 10 seconds left. Crossing midcourt with 8. Out to the top of the key. Tech attacks the paint. They scored a layup with 4 seconds remaining. 82-79. Florida just has to cleanly get it in for the inbound. They do. Tech gives the foul with 3.4 seconds left. Double bonus now for Florida. Personal foul number 10. Charge to Texas Tech. Will Richard. 83% free throw shooter in the double bonus. 2 shots here. 83% at the line for Richard. First free throws that he'll attempt tonight. First one is good. He sinks it. 4-point lead, 83-79. The 1 seed gonna avoid being upset tonight. What a comeback. What a comeback by Florida, down by 10 points with 6 minutes left to go. Second shot here at the line. Will Richard for Florida, right down the middle. This game came down to free throws tonight, folks. Here's the story. Texas Tech at the free throw line. Crushing. 7 for 13, 54%. Florida. How you win the game, you go 25 for 27, 93% tonight at the free throw line. Unbelievable comeback by the Gators. 3 seconds left. Inbound Texas Tech. Stole away by Florida. Ball game. The Florida Gators. A 10-point comeback with 6 minutes left. Closing out the game on a gigantic run. An 18-4 run in the last 2.5 minutes to win 84-79. The final score. What a game. First Final Four since 2014 for Florida. Walter Clayton Jr., the name to know tonight. Back-to-back threes. Under 3 minutes left to go. Ice cold in his veins. Sticks down both of those triples. Contested Jays from the perimeter. Erupts for 30 tonight. Leads his team in the come-from-behind win. Florida, magnificent at the free throw line. 25 for 27 on free throws tonight. Texas Tech, not so much. 7 for 13 on only 54% shooting. And that is the difference in tonight's game. Walter Clayton Jr. Oh man, what a game and what a comeback. What a story for the Florida Gators. Still yet to see a 1 seed getting knocked out of this tournament. If you guys are new in the channel, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. What a ball game here. I'll be back live covering Duke, Alabama later tonight around 9 p.m. Eastern time. Feel free to join back in for Duke, Alabama. Appreciate you guys for joining in. Wow. Just a phenomenal game. Back and forth, back and forth. Florida, no signs of life with them with 6 minutes left. Trail by 10. Needed to take a timeout. Dariana Williams was torching the Gators defense all throughout the low post throughout this game. Looking like DJ Burns from last year playing for NC State. And then Florida, final 5 minutes, just shows up. Ends the game on an 18-4 run. Insane. Thanks for joining in, everybody. We're going to sign off to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out here at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got Jason Bradley, Warren Kelly, I Am Ghost, the Nisha Player, Asia, Ice Ice Baby, Katie, Ogie, SGA Sports Talk Channel, Lonely Satellite, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Guido, and Mark. Florida punches their ticket to take on the winner versus Auburn and Michigan State in the Final Four next Saturday. What a game. Florida wins. Down by 10. They come from behind. They win. 84-79 the final score. See you guys back later for Alabama Duke. Thanks so much all for joining in and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.